Hey guys, I'm Deepthi Desikan and today's video is going to be me talking about some underrated products. Maybe there are a few people who talk about it here and there, but not so much. I don't really hear the buzz about these products. I don't really hear a lot of people talking about it. So today's video, I'm not just going to be sitting and talking to you guys about the product. I'm going to be trying it out with you guys. And some of this I've already tried out enough to know how amazing they are. So there was this one subscriber, Apurva, who was always asking me like, come on, make some tutorials, enough of you sitting and talking. So I guess that a lot of you guys would be feeling the same as well. So I'm sitting here trying out the makeup with you guys, trying to do a tutorial of sorts. I usually like to get ready off camera because it's a lot easier for me, but we need to step out and try out something new. So I created this eye look with this palette. Anyways, let's get into the video. So firstly, to start off with my eyebrows, I'm going to be using this Blue Heaven Artisto brow pencil styler. I'm out of breath because I ran down to get this one. I think this one is in the variant dark brown. I will leave all the links in the description box below. It's a good thing that this product comes with a spoolie and I can brush my eyebrow hair with that. And it has this sort of a tip where it's easier for me to line my eyebrow. I like that. I like how it looks. My eyebrows are not the perfect shape right now. I need to get them threaded and remove and take off all that excess hair, but I just don't want to go get it done right now. I think I'm like pretty happy with the way it looks right now. I know like some people with really good eyebrows defining skills will be like, what? You're far from done, but that's pretty good for me. So now to move on to the eyes, I'm going to be concealing my eye with the concealer, any concealer. I'm not someone who uses eyeshadow primer. It's just not for me. I don't really like it. So a concealer works pretty well. I just make sure that I don't really use a very creamy concealer on my eyelid because it can crease a lot faster. So now that we've concealed the eye, let's move on to the eyeshadow palette of choice today. This is the Profusion Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I haven't seen a lot of people in India talk about this, so I just thought I should include it in a video for sure. So taking a mixture of both of those shades and blending it onto my crease like that, and then taking this pink shade and applying it more or so towards my crease. I just want it to be like a blend of pink, a little bit of more warmer tones. Let's see where this is going because I have no idea. I have nothing planned. Then taking that initial brush which I applied all the shades with and blending it just to make sure that there's no harsh lines anywhere. Doing the same thing on the other side. The matte shades in this palette do have a little bit of kickback, but they're very soft and they blend really easily on the eyelid. Now just for my outer corner, I'm going to be taking this shade right here. The only thing, something that I feel like this eyeshadow palette lacks is that it doesn't really have very dark shades like dark brown, dark red, nothing like that. So if you are of my skin tone or deeper, it's just going to be very subtle shades. So that's the only thing I feel like they could have worked on in this palette. But let's see how all of this turns out to be. Now taking this shimmer shade for all over my lid. I'm just using this just as a base eyeshadow for using some glitter shades on top. Like if you wet your fingers or wet your brush, it turns out to be a little bit nicer looking on the eyes. So I try to wet the shadow. Yeah, that's better. I'm not that keen on making this very pigmented. It could have been a little bit more pigmented, but they're very, very soft shimmer shades. And now I'm going to be topping it off with some glitter. For that, I'm going to be using this particular shade. You really have to wet your brush to get that pigment to stick. It's not like the other eyeshadow palettes. Like the pressed pigment is so buttery that it just sticks onto your eye and it's smooth. This is a little bit gritty and it's like actual glitter shades. Just to highlight and give a little bit of pop of color, I took this shade right here. for eyeliner and kajal, I'm going to be using this one. This is the Breve Artisto Twin-in-One Eye Kit. So this is something I really like, and I feel like it's a very efficient product because you get both in this. You get liner and kajal, and if you're traveling, you can use this at a go, and it's also very affordable. So I do really like this liner. I mean, it's not the most black, super pigmented liner, but it goes on really well. And on the glitter as such, it's not like adhering and going on as black as it would go on, but it's pretty good and I really like it. So I have drawn a very hasty line because I'm going ahead with lashes right now. So before we go ahead with lashes, I'm going to be using some mascara. For mascara, I'm going to be using my Maybelline Lash Sensational. I keep it right here on my desk at all times because this is one of my favorite mascaras, and I don't feel like a lot of people talk about this product anymore. So let's move on to some lashes, and for lashes I'm going to be using my Pack 50 lashes. This looks a little bit more natural, so I thought I'll use this. It's been a while since I've used lashes in general, so I'm going to be applying lashes actually off camera because it's going to take a while. The lashes are not sticking the way I wanted to. This lash glue is not working out for me. So now, anyways, we're going to be leaving it at this because this is not going to fix itself. Let's move on to the face. For the face, I have already prepped my face with a lot of products. I can't really show you guys like any one product because I was kind of demoing a few skincare products. So I have a lot of them on my face right now. Anyways, for primer, we're going to be using this Colorbar Perfect Selfie Primer Oil. I just want to see if this is very similar to the Colorbar Cellular Dry Oil. So if it is, then this is cheaper. I'm going to be just taking very little amount of this. It's more of a watery feel to it than a oil sort of a feel. Like this Colorbar Cellular Dry Oil has more of that oil feel to it than this one. I feel it would work really well for people with dry skin. So let's move on to some color correction. I'm going to be using my Miss Claire color corrector. I feel like this works really well for me and it's very affordable as well. I don't like very intense orange color correctors, and I feel like, look at that. It's not too orange, but it's correcting everything I want it to. If you don't really have like dark circles, intense pigmentation, you actually don't really need a color corrector just because everyone else is using it. So now that we look like this, let's move on to a little bit of a glow product. This is the Ikai Get Lit Illuminator Strobe Moisturizer. I have compared this in the strobe cream dupes video. You can check this out. I like this a lot. It's very subtle. So I'm going to be using it just on the places. I should have done this before the color corrector, but okay, well. So this is a really nice product to add a little bit of glow to your skin. I really like it. I prefer products that give me that glow. And by the way, I'm just going to take a sip of some tender coconut because it's been a while. It's been sitting out here. My husband got this for me. Every single time I film, I forget that I need to hydrate myself. I forget to drink water. So that's the reason he always gets something for me and make sure that I'm hydrated. Next, moving on to foundation, I'm going to be using the Daily Forever 52 foundation. I feel like not a lot of people talk about this foundation. It's amazing. It's very similar to the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear foundation, but I'm going to be mixing it today with a little bit of my LA Girl Pro Coverage Longwear Illuminating Foundation because I just like the combo of the two. So just taking about one pump of the Daily Forever 52 foundation and then taking about a pump of LA Girl Illuminating Foundation. I have this one in the shade Warm Beige, and in the Daily Forever 52 I have the shade number 14 Honey, which is a little bit too light for me. I didn't know it because I couldn't see any swatches online. I'm going to be mixing both of this today. And then taking a brush, you can take any brush of your choice. This is from the Amazon brush set that I reviewed in my previous video. It's going to be blending it in. I love how nice and dewy my skin is looking at the moment. Some people like to do their eyebrows after they're done with the foundation because you get the foundation on your eyebrow, but I like to do it beforehand. And then if I mess it up, you can always fix it. It's just makeup. It's not a big deal. Make sure to take it across your hairline, jawline. Not going to be taking it all the way here because it's a white outfit and chances are I'll get it on that as well. So anyways, let's move on to concealer. For concealer, I have the Sugar Magic Wand Concealer. I feel like this concealer doesn't get the love it deserves. It deserves a lot more recognition. When you've used a lot of concealer like I did and you don't know how to get it to blend, use a bigger brush because the brush usually absorbs some of that product as opposed to something that I used before, which is a little bit more defined. Or you can take a sponge and just get it to blend. And now to set the concealer in place, I'm going to be using this Swiss Beauty Prime and Set Priming and Mattifying Powder. I like it. It's something you have to use with a very light hand. If you use too much of this, it might look a little too white. So I'm just going to let the powder rest a little bit right here because I'm going to be doing my lower lash line right now. My battery is dying out, so I need to be a little bit fast. Taking this shade which I initially used, this shade right here, on my lower lash line. And then using the Kajal side of the liner. It's nice black and pigmented. So whatever excess is out, what I like to do is a more pointed pencil brush. And then taking this shade right here, this pink shade, and kind of trying to diffuse that shade. And then now to bronze up my skin, I'm going to be using this Sugar Face Forward bronzer stick, and every single time I've ordered it, it's been coming out like this. It's broken and I don't know why it's not sturdy. Like I have really affordable bronzer slash contour sticks that don't really break, and I'm not sure why this is doing this. Taking it with a brush because that's the only option we have left. Ooh, it's quite dark. I should have used it before my foundation. Okay. Product is quite dark like this. It's ideal to use it before foundation because you can get it to blend and you can like mix and match. So it's actually like super pigmented, so my brush wouldn't do it. Taking my sponge and trying to blend this. This is extremely warm for my skin tone and it's a little bit too pigmented, so I would ideally prefer using this underneath foundation as opposed to doing it like this because it's a lot harder, as you guys can see, to blend it. So what I did to fix this situation was I took a brush which I used to blend my foundation and just press it in because the excess foundation is still remaining, and that way I can get a little bit of an easier blend. And then for blush, we're going to be using this one. This is the Colorbar Cheek Illusion Blush, and this one is in the shade Sweet Scarlet. Oh, such a beautiful shade and formula. It's not too matte, it's not clinging on to my skin, and it just looks beautiful. I love that. Since there's a visible line from my concealer and the blush, I'm just going to be pressing everything together, just taking away all of that demarcation so that everything seems nice and blended. And then to set all of this in place, I'm going to be taking my L'Oreal Infallible Makeup Extender Setting Spray. It's been a while since I used that spray, so I just thought I'll give it a shot. Press everything in together nicely. Just liking how it made my skin look. While my skin is just a little bit wet, I want to use this highlighter. This is the Makeup Revolution, I don't know what is the name, but this highlighter from Makeup Revolution. Wow, it's so nice and subtle. I like that. It has a little bit of like a whitish hint to it, but it's also gold. Like, let me show you guys a swatch. So this is how it looks. It's a little like a light gold shade, which can be used for people of lighter skin tone as well. And it doesn't look too stark. I like to do this with powder products. I like to mesh it in with my cream products so that it doesn't stand out. You can do that with a sponge. So for lips, I have this one. This is the PAC Soft Matte Lipstick, and this one is in the shade 21 Downtown. I really like the packaging of this, and the formula of these lipsticks they really deserve more love in my opinion. I really like how these two are pairing up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the completed look. I really like how it turned out minus the lashes. I wish it stuck a little bit better, but really like some of these products. I really like the eyeshadow palette. I mean, it has a nice variety of color selection. I just wish that there were a little bit of deeper shades, and the shimmer shades were not this gritty and rough to the touch. If they were a little bit smoother, you don't really have to wet it, it will go on a little bit better. But you get a lot of shadows. You get 35 eyeshadows for 1,500 on discount, and you get a wide variety of color selection. I of course enjoy this palette. I would definitely continue using this. The matte shades have a little bit of a kickback, but they blend beautifully on the eye. They don't clump up, they don't cake up, they don't skip, so I like that. The Colorbar primer oil, I feel like it's a really nice alternative if you don't really like the Colorbar cellular dry oil, because you feel like it is a little bit heavy. I feel like this can be used by people of all skin types. It's not too heavy on the skin. It makes the makeup glide on really smooth, and it's a really nice product. I didn't use any other primer today, and I really like how the foundation went on. It did add a little bit of glow and dewiness to the foundation. You guys know my thoughts on both of these foundation. I really like it. This is a really nice product if you get your exact shade match. It does oxidize a teeny tiny bit, so if you do get a shade lighter, it's okay, but not too light of a shade. And this one has been in my favorite list for a long time, and I'm almost out of this. I'm almost here in this product, so that's a really nice one. I really like this highlighter, you guys. It's so subtle yet so nice on the skin. It's so smooth, and I wonder why it's not raved after. It's a really nice powder highlighter. It does contain shimmer particles, of course, but it's not exaggerating and emphasizing. It's a very subtle glow, which I really like, and you get this on a really good discount deal most of the times, because I don't think a lot of people like this product. So if it's not sold as much, then you can get it on discount most of the times. The blush is beautiful. I love the formula of the blush. It's not too matte, it's not too shimmery or satin. It's a perfect blend. It goes on really smooth. I can go a little bit overboard, but I just went really subtle. The sugar bronzer, I do really like it. Look at this, the form of this right now, but I just wish it arrived without breaking, because this is the second time I got it and it was still broken. The eyeliner, my fave. I've used it so many times right now since I got it. The sugar concealer, used it for the longest time. I really like it for the coverage, the creaminess. It doesn't dry out my under eye area, and it stays pretty well underneath my eyes. That is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in my next one.